Well, let's come down to this. We're up to trying to work out the throttle cable. Now, the factory pedal is a little bit of a push in the wrong direction. So maybe we'll have to go under and see what's up under there. So that's pushing in that direction. The cable goes in here and pulls the throttle. So unless we can find out another place to put it and make it push rather than pull, don't know how that'll work without rigging it up, see if it will work. I guess we could go under and check out this pedal, see if that's a viable option, so that way the cable pulls the throttle rather than pushing. Well, I do have a wire cable, so maybe we could make it push. Not sure. Let's see what we can do. All right, it's raining again, if you can't hear that already. This is the throttle cable from underneath, or the throttle setup. That's like a bar, I guess, that used to go to the controller on the electric motor. We need to get a cable from there to here and get it to work backwards to this, I guess. So we're gonna have to come from the front, put the cable on here so that when you give it throttle, it moves that way. All right, so the issue is this is all alloy. I have a TIG welder. I'm not going to weld it, so we've got to build a bracket from somewhere on there. We'll attach the cable to the same place, but from behind here. Let's see what we can come up with. First problem is this thing. We have to get that off. Give it some lube. I'm thinking that just slides off, but I guess we'll find out. Now that's out of the way, we can see that, you probably can't, but I can see that this thing here is probably threaded all the way through. So that's going to give us a good spot to mount the cable. Now I'm thinking the bracket's probably going to have to be, I don't know, maybe if we put a smaller spring or move the spring, we could utilise this bracket. Not too sure, there's not really anything. Now that doesn't move, so we could probably screw something in that. But we really need a flat surface. Maybe the floor. I don't know how strong a bracket would be. We'd have to put some bracing on it. We might need to keep this spring, just because the return spring on the motor isn't that strong. I think this one will do a better job of returning the throttle. So I kind of want to keep this and then maybe build off this and work out where the throttle wire can go. And we're going to use a wire instead of a cable. Hopefully that'll just help return the throttle on the motor as well a lot easier than a cable would. Alright, so this might make it a bit easier to visualise what we've got to do here. So this is the cable, the cover, and the throttle's going to be pressed, and then this bar's going to move this way. I'm just going to pull the cable out, pull the cable at the other end and move the throttle on the motor. So we need to work out somewhere we can place this cable. Maybe we can go through here. Maybe there's enough meat. Lots of maybes today. Before I get too carried away, drilling holes, as I said before, we're going to be able to use this because it's threaded all the way through. So I think I might get that off right now, put a bolt through there, and then we can drill a bolt and a nut so that we can clamp our cable on this side. Or maybe move the bracket over here and run the cable to the top side. Sort of centered the spring back there, so I think either way is going to work, either side. But let's get this little guy off and see what we can do with a bolt nut situation. I got the spring off. That was pretty easy. Looks like this thing's gonna just unbolt, hopefully. Now it's metal in alloy, so anything can go wrong. Stainless is worse. Stainless steel and alloy. Probably shouldn't mix those two if anybody hasn't told you already. This cause a weird corrosion. You can see we've got some corrosion and rust in here in the thread. Alright, so we need to retain this because that's for the spring, but this we can swap out. Hopefully I've got a bolt in the bolt pile that's long enough to go here to retain the plate again and go and stick out some thread down this end that we could use to locate the cable. I'm going to go check the junk pile, see if we can find a bolt. Alright, the bad news, it's not metric, which I didn't think it was, but you know, you can live on dreams, you know. Dreams ain't just for dreamers, right? So, you can see it's a bit bigger thread. They don't match together. So this is, I'm guessing, some kind of imperial. Looks like a UNF, so fine thread. Probably going to struggle to find a bolt, especially here with all these Japanese cars. Alright, we've got our sacrificial bolt in there. Lube it up the best we can. And then let's just run this backwards and forwards a few times. That'll do. Alright, I dummied up a bit of wire here just to make sure we've got some good angles going on. So I reckon we're still going to go with putting the cable in this bit of alloy. I'll try and countersunk a hole, grab a drill bit the same size as the cable, and I'll try and drill into that, and then put a smaller drill bit through for the cable to go through. So we'll use the bracket not only to hold this, but to keep it in line as well.
Back of our car brake machine. Oh, yep. Found relief.
Better Puddin's Fab Shop. Anyway, I got the cable on. I found this little thingy, whatever it is. Glad I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to weird brackets and clamps and stuff. So I found this little thing, adapted it to hold the cable, just so the cable can't move. Gonna using that nut to lock that nut down because there's a bolt and a bracket under there to hold the cable, so the actual cable itself can't move backwards and forwards, only the wire. We've got some zip ties along the way here, one there, just through existing holes. Just pulled them through so the cable's nice and tight. And we've routed it, I've routed it smooth as possible. Now, it's going to get a bit tricky at the back here, so I'm just going to wing it, kind of. I want to keep it off the chain. Look at that panel, but the back of it over there, that thing, the body, it's going to go here somewhere, so hopefully we'll be okay. Bolted down here, just do a little bit of a test, and that goes there. Now, it's got a little spring as a return here, but we've also got that big spring, if you remember, on the pedal. So hopefully we shouldn't have too many issues. I haven't tightened that up yet. I need to pull that a bit tighter, so I'm going to give that a bit of a humpty dumpty and then do it up. Okay, so there's the sternum pedal. Let's have a look what we're dealing with down here. See if we've got enough throttle. Now that, there we go, that there should bottom out on that. So that's the stopper. So let's see. I reckon we're good. Might need a bit of fine tuning later, but that's all the throttle we need. So that's a win. It moves pretty freely. I put plenty of anti-seize in there. So we'll see how that goes. But we better put this back on.
This extra bull crap to put on this motor to make it harder to work on. Oh, careful.
There we go. Well, it stopped raining. 2 flats, both on the front. This one just kept going flat. Now, this one decided it's going to go flat too. Oh, the one on the back's not much better. 2 flat tyres. Anyway, there's your throttle pedal. I'm going to trim this off about here somewhere, I reckon. And then do these ones. Let's just check it out down here. What do you reckon? I reckon we're good to go. Test it a bit. Probably testing the endurance of the Pumas more than the pedal. Used to testing the Cougars, not the Pumas. Let's put this thing back together. And then add some fuel. See, this little Wuhan warehouse special wants to fire up. And, you know, then we'll find out if all this works. I don't think I've got any fuel. Do I have any fuel? Fuel's so expensive now. Don't have any just laying around. That's empty. Yeah, look, I've got no fuel. Well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? I better sort that out. Well, put the body back on. You see that cable? It's all good. It's all G. It barely touches that back little firewall bit there, so we're all good. Yep, that's back off. We're going to put some oil in this fella. Checking out the manual here. What's wrong with this focus now? Anyway, calls for a 1030. 1030. All right, so multi-viscosity. Yeah, so we'll be safe with a 1030. I'm guessing synthetic oil will be fine. It says here, blah, 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 blah. It says something about high detergent. Use 4-stroke or an equivalent high detergent premium quality motor oil certified to meet or exceed US automotive SAE. That's pretty much every oil on the face of the planet, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not the old Penrite 20W70 extra 50 racing shit, but I got some 1030. That's not going to be fair. No. I don't know. Let me have a look. All right, I got this 1040. I'm going to check and see if it'll work. SG and SF are obsolete ratings anyway. Let me find out. All right, so I just looked it up for these engines. GX 120s, 160s, 200s. Apparently a fully synthetic oil, this rating's fine. So we're all good. Let's put some in there. All right, so a bit of mucking around. Had to level the buggy because it's got 2 flat tyres on the front. So got the jack under there. Put the front up. And we're sort of right on that line. I reckon we're close enough for a startup, that's for sure. We'll check it again later once it's hot. Just gave it a pull start a couple of times, get that oil circulating. Double checked it.
Petrol.
Petrol, you reckon?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's a good thing we don't need luck because we don't have much of that around here.
Got it. Oh, the front rear one. Was tricky.
He's watching some old pudding. I'm gonna go get some fuel. Got oil in there. Go get some fuel, pump up these tyres, get it ready for when Ben gets here. Yeah, I reckon. What are you doing?
Getting the air pump.
I think it might be in the bottom shelf, buddy. Maybe. I better clean up this mess as well.
Hey. Yes, what? Oh.
You're gonna need a battery.
I know.
man. We've got enough help there, mate.
Look, I think we need one more person.
Yeah, it's hit up at an angle because it came out of the fuel tank on a big angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Oh, just blowing it, you know?
Don't get high on your own supply.
You want to take it out for a date first, or just?
Nah, straight to the point. Oh, that was terrible. Oh no.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Imagine if I did that and the tap was off. Is the tap off or not? Oh man, the whole time I was like, is it gonna splash back in my mouth or not?
Is that feeling the fuel filter?
It's stuck in a lid.
What happened?
That was not bad.
Yeah. Who was scared? Who was scared?
All right, I'm just going to put that down. That's enough of that. I don't know if you watched that, you probably noticed that there's a bit of an issue. So we got a gear ratio issue. I've already got the cogs off, gears off, sprockets, whatever you want to call them. And whatever's going on in that diff is obviously amplified by the fact that we have the largest sprocket that you can get, the 65. Well, one of the largest sprockets for that setup anyway. Any bigger and yeah, it wouldn't probably be moving. But this cog's for acceleration on this particular motor. Came in the kit, like I said earlier. We've got a full house here. These storms are scaring us a little. Bit of hail the other night. But as I said, the diff has got some sort of reduction or some gear ratio going on in the back, so we need to work it out. And I think the easiest way to do that is just go back 1 to 1. So what I got here is a couple of crappy little bike cogs. Pulled the kids' bikes apart. They're not happy, but you know, they can't fight me really. I'm much stronger at the moment. So we're going to use these to mock up a 1 to 1 and see what happens. It's just easier than trying to work out of that ratio. We have to work out the ratio of the diff, which is fairly easy to do, and I did try it, but it doesn't seem right. So it's easier to do this than work out that ratio and then work out which cogs we would then need to make it closer to, you know, what's recommended for this size engine. So what we'll do is we'll go 1 to 1. And if we change to this style of chain, which is a 1/2 inch link rather than this smaller one, nobody sells this in Australia. There's heaps of this stuff available in the US, none in Australia. So we'll go back to a 1/2 inch chain link, which is a bike chain link. And then if this works, we can swap these out to a decent, you know, steel gears. Or something else altogether. But either way, we can go one. We know we can go 1 to 1, right? So we'll go 1 to 1. We'll try it out and then see what happens. That's going to be in the next video, but because this is all we're going to be able to fit in this video, because it's just too long. I know not everybody wants to watch a half-hour video of me talking crap and failing at making a golf buggy conversion. But yeah, we're going to call it quits for now. I'll get this sorted. I'm already well underway already. Some carting and some grinding, so you know all the major stuff. All the major stuff. We'll get it back together and then there'll be another video. So, see you then.